We follow Kate Masher, an FBI agent trying to do the right thing. She learns that the mission is not about justice, but about using violence to control the cartels. As the operation moves forward, everything spirals into chaos and forces her to face how far it will go. In Arizona, FBI teams surround a house connected to the Sonora cartel. One group secures the perimeter, while another, including Kate and Reggie, forces entry to search for hostages. During the raid, Kate narrowly avoids being shot and incapacitates the attacker. Inside the house, agents uncover dozens of badly decomposed bodies hidden inside the walls. The discovery leaves everyone shaken. Kate and her supervisor, Jennings, are informed that there are more than 40 bodies and suspect the house belongs to cartel lieutenant Manuel Diaz, who is believed to be hiding in the United States. Outside, two officers inspecting a nearby shed find a sealed trapdoor. Moments later, the shed explodes, killing both officers. Later, Kate returns home deeply disturbed. Soon after, she and Reggie are called to the FBI office, where Jennings introduces her to CIA officer Matt Graver. Graver questions her about the cartel and asks about her personal life. She explains that she is divorced and has no children. Graver then explains that a joint task force is being formed to target the Sonora cartel, with Kate serving as a liaison.
Yes, sir.
How familiar are you with Manuel Diaz's operation?
Their first objective is Manuel's brother, who is believed to be hiding in El Paso. Jennings tells Kate she must volunteer, and Kate agrees, hoping to pursue those responsible for the bodies in the house.
I'll volunteer.
In Mexico, a little boy wakes up his cop father and urges him to take him to a soccer match. The man hesitates at first, but he gets up, eats breakfast, and leaves with his son.
Mamá, va a venir a café huevos, tenemos prisa, mamá. Sí, Johnny.
Reggie drives Kate to an Air Force base, but only she is allowed inside. She is taken to a runway where Graver is waiting with a private plane. Another man, Alejandro, boards with her and sits quietly. He asks her about Mexico, which confuses her since they are headed to Texas. After landing, they are met by a CIA operations team and taken to a military base.
AIC. Good.
Kate learns she is now part of a large operation involving U.S. Marshals and Special Forces preparing to move a captured cartel figure. The team is warned about a possible ambush.
Anywhere along the way, anyone not in this room is a potential shooter.
As preparations continue, Kate learns that Alejandro was once a prosecutor in Mexico and is originally from Colombia. His role remains unclear, and his explanation only deepens her doubts. Graver describes him as an advisor and tells her to accept orders from him, but Kate remains uneasy and disagrees.
But you don't want to, do you?
I just want to know what I'm getting into.
When she asks for clarity, Graver tells her the mission is about eliminating those behind the Arizona murders. He gives her a choice to walk away or stay and take part. She decides to stay.
Do you want to find the guys responsible, yes or no?
The task force moves out in a convoy and crosses into Mexico, joining local federal police units. As they drive into Juarez, Kate sees bodies hanging from a bridge, showing the area is not safe. Intelligence soon confirms the cartel knows their route, forcing the team to continue without stopping.
There's activity ahead. We need to go around. Everyone hold on.
At the location where Guillermo is being held, Alejandro warns that trouble may occur at the border and advises Kate not to trust local police, many of whom are linked to the cartel. Guillermo is secured, and the convoy heads back toward the border under the local police escort. As they approach the border, traffic halts their progress, and Alejandro notices cartel vehicles closing in. He alerts the team, who prepare their weapons but are ordered to act only if threatened. When one suspect exits his vehicle, the team takes cover and orders them to stand down. A sudden movement leads Delta operators to eliminate everyone in that car. The second vehicle is taken out moments later. During that time, Kate is forced to shoot a corrupt federal officer who tries to kill her. Back at the base, Kate questions the legality of what just happened. Graver tells her this is how modern operations work and urges her to accept the reality of the mission. He tells her to observe and learn. Inside, Guillermo refuses to speak English during interrogation, so Graver turns to Alejandro. Alejandro meets Rafael, a Mexican officer and former ally, who shares information about a cartel smuggling tunnel and urges immediate action. Rafael apologizes for past events before leaving.
I'm sorry about what happened on the return. I control only what I can.
Alejandro enters the interrogation room with water, and Guillermo reacts with fear, recognizing him. Alejandro moves in close and begins a violent interrogation. Elsewhere, Kate goes to the roof with a Delta soldier and sees Juarez in chaos, with violence erupting across the city after Guillermo's capture.
Unbelievable.
That's what happens when you chop the head off a chicken.
Reggie later picks up Kate, Graver, and Alejandro and questions Alejandro's presence, but Kate pushes to leave quickly. In Arizona, they arrive at a site where Mexican migrants are being held illegally. Alejandro orders most of them released, keeping only those from Nogales and Sonora. Kate watches as Alejandro questions the remaining migrants, inspecting them for signs of tunnel use.
Este grupo aquí.
Reggie, frustrated by the secrecy, demands answers from Graver or he will leave, and Kate supports his decision. Graver finally explains that information from Guillermo is being used to identify cartel tunnels by tracking migrant travel patterns.
Told us about a tunnel east of Nogales, near Sasabe.
Reggie pushes for the truth and learns that Graver's plan is to destabilize cartel operations in Mexico until Manuel is forced to return and expose his superior, Fausto Alarcon. Alejandro compares locating him to stopping a deadly outbreak. Kate and Reggie accept this explanation but demand to be kept informed.
You're afraid of the dark.
Later, Kate struggles with doubts about the legality and justice of the killings, yet the scale of cartel violence convinces her the mission may be necessary. Reggie visits her and shares his belief that Graver's official role is a cover, since CIA operations are not allowed on U.S. soil. He stresses that Kate needs protection as the mission escalates.
We're not even scratching the surface. Doing what we're doing.
Kate and Reggie later meet Graver and Alejandro at a motel, where detained migrants provide details about cartel tunnels and routes. Graver and the team watch a bank tied to Manuel's laundering network. Inside, they identify a woman depositing large amounts of cash. She is arrested outside with a bag full of money.
You want bank computers for evidence?
Kate believes this could support a legal case against Manuel and ignores Graver's orders not to enter the bank, going inside with Reggie. They speak with the manager and uncover that Manuel has access to a $17 million credit line that hides his losses. Kate brings this to Graver, expecting action, but he refuses, stating their goal is to push Manuel back into Mexico, not arrest him. Kate becomes furious at Graver's response, arguing that they have jurisdiction in the United States and should arrest him there.
And I'll go through these wire transfer numbers and freeze all these accounts as well.
Kate then reports her findings to Jennings, hoping to follow proper procedure. Jennings explains that traditional prosecutions have failed and reminds her that operations like this are approved at higher levels. After leaving, Kate and Reggie go out for drinks, unaware that Alejandro is observing them. At the bar, Kate notices a man showing interest in her. He approaches, introduces himself as Ted, a Phoenix police officer and Reggie's acquaintance, and joins them.
What? How you doing? Just Ted's fine.
I saw you play softball once.
The mood turns relaxed, and Kate later goes with him to her apartment. While they are getting intimate, she spots a rubber band on the table that matches those used by the money mule. She rushes to reach for her gun, leading to a violent struggle in which Ted nearly kills her. Alejandro suddenly intervenes, appearing with his weapon aimed at Ted. Graver later confronts Kate about entering the bank and says the incident proves Manuel is becoming more reckless. Reggie feels responsible for bringing Ted into her life, not knowing he was tied to the cartel. Graver and Alejandro violently interrogate Ted, threatening to expose his family to the cartel and send him to a labor prison if he refuses to cooperate. Under pressure, Ted admits he is trapped and answers Alejandro's questions about how many police officers are working with the cartel.
My daughters think they're gonna be safe, okay? You make me that promises.
Afterward, Alejandro checks on Kate and explains that Ted was sent to gather information from her. Kate thanks him for saving her life. Alejandro quietly tells her that she reminds him of someone important from his past and advises her to rest, as the next day they plan to force Manuel back into Mexico.
Tomorrow they'll call Manuel Diaz back to Mexico.
The next day, the team prepares to watch the Sonora tunnel. Elsewhere, a man named Silvio, a Sonora police officer, is having dinner with his young son and promising to play soccer later. He firmly warns his son to stay away from weapons. At the same time, Kate and Reggie observe from a motel as the task force monitors Manuel's house. The plan is to attack the tunnel and kill all cartel workers there as a distraction. When Manuel leaves his home, the team takes it as the signal to move. Graver plans to exclude Kate and Reggie, fearing they could alert the FBI, but knows the operation cannot proceed without them. Kate realizes she was included only to legitimize the mission. Reggie suggests walking away, but Kate stays.
We walk make you eat this whole up operation.
No, I have to know.
As the convoy moves out, cartel members load drugs into Silvio's police car before he drives toward the tunnel. The task force stops short of the entrance, and Delta operators tell Kate and Reggie to stay back. The team enters the tunnel after checking their gear. Graver orders unrestricted engagement and moves ahead, killing several cartel members in silence. Kate and Reggie hear struggles and find bodies along the way. Gunfire breaks out deeper inside the tunnel, and Kate narrowly avoids being shot before Reggie intervenes. On the Mexican side, Silvio unloads drugs as gunfire approaches. Alejandro suddenly appears and kills a nearby cartel member.
Medellin.
Silvio recognizes him and freezes in fear. Kate orders Alejandro to let Silvio go, but Alejandro shoots her vest as a warning. He takes Silvio in his police car and receives directions to Manuel's vehicle. Silvio begs for his son's safety, and Alejandro coldly tells him to cooperate if he wants to see his family again.
Pues lo que haces ahora es por tu familia.
After the tunnel is cleared, Reggie realizes Kate is missing and alerts the team. Panic spreads as they rush back, but Kate suddenly emerges from the tunnel. She attacks Graver in distress, but he quickly restrains her while Delta operators hold Reggie. Graver tells her she entered the wrong tunnel and saw something she was never meant to see.
What is Medellin?
Medellin?
When Kate demands to know what Medellin is, Graver explains that it represents a period when one cartel controlled everything, a situation the CIA found easier to manage. What Kate witnessed was Alejandro restoring that control. Graver reveals that Alejandro is a CIA-trained assassin tied to a Colombian cartel, using his role to seek revenge on Fausto Alarcón and the Sonora cartel for the murder of his wife and the death of his daughter.
And threw his daughter into a vat of acid.
Kate rejects the justification and threatens to expose the operation. Graver warns her that doing so would end badly. At the same time, Alejandro and Silvio spot Manuel's car on the road. Alejandro orders Silvio to stop him. Silvio forces Manuel to exit the vehicle and disarm. Alejandro then makes Silvio step out of his car and abruptly kills him before shooting Manuel in the leg.
¡Yo soy un jefe! Acuéstate. Acuéstate.
Manuel claims power and protection, but Alejandro makes it clear he knows exactly who he is and threatens his family. He forces Manuel to drive to Fausto's mansion. At the gate, Alejandro kills a guard after the man reports everything is clear. Manuel asks what will happen to him, but Alejandro ignores him. At the next gate, Alejandro kills all remaining guards, shoots Manuel in the neck, and leaves him bleeding in the car. Alejandro enters the mansion and kills another guard before confronting Fausto, who is eating with his wife and children. Keeping his voice calm for the children, Alejandro holds Fausto at gunpoint and challenges him for living comfortably while ordering violence. Fausto argues that Alejandro's handlers are no better than him and questions what Alejandro's family would think of who he has become.
You think she'd be proud of what you become?
Alejandro responds by recalling what was done to his daughter. Fausto claims it was only business and begs for his life, asking not to be killed in front of his family. Alejandro quickly kills everyone at the table except Fausto, leaving him terrified before killing him as well. Later, Kate is standing on her apartment balcony when someone behind her warns her not to step back. She turns and sees Alejandro holding her gun and ordering her to sit. He tells her she reminds him of his daughter and places a document in front of her that clears both him and the CIA of any responsibility.
It basically says that everything we did.
As she reads it, she breaks down, realizing what signing it means. She refuses to sign it. Alejandro presses the gun under her chin and explains that her death would look like suicide. Overwhelmed, Kate signs the paper. Alejandro tells her to move away and says she is not built for this world before leaving.
And this is the land of wolves now.
After he walks into the parking lot, Kate grabs a gun and aims at him from above. Alejandro turns and faces her without fear. Kate hesitates and cannot shoot. She lowers the weapon and watches him leave. Elsewhere, Silvio's widow and son attend one of his soccer games. When gunfire is heard nearby, they ignore it, treating it as something normal in their daily lives. And with that, the story ends. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more of the best film recaps.